Hello, Flosstube. I actually made it back in just 2 weeks, or a little over 2 weeks. And I was planning to do this on Saturday, but it didn't end up happening until today. Today is Labor Day in the United States, September 5th, 2022. I'll talk just a little bit about life at the end, but I have some whips to show you, some new starts, and talk about my plans for the next couple of weeks or this month. And we'll just get right to it. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. On my channel, you will find both card making videos and cross stitch videos. So those are both my hobbies. So you'll find them both. If it says Flosstube, then it's cross stitch. If it's usually the other ones are all say Facebook Live, and that'll be my card making. So welcome, and let's get started. So what I worked on in the last 2 weeks, the first one is the Grand Library, and I will put a picture in of what it's going to look like and what it looked like last time. And here's where I am now. So you can start to see part of the dragon wing coming in here, which is very exciting. I am just doing regular colors, regular chart. I hope I don't regret not doing max colors, but super size, I'm not gonna live long enough to do half of what I have now. So, and this is on 28 count, easy count. All right, I am going to put them back in their bags, but I will try not to zip anything so that if you're listening with headphones, it's not bad. The other, and I'm looking at my notes is why I'm looking down over here. The next thing I want to show you, this is my oldest whip, and it's so old that it is on Ada, and I don't work on Ada anymore. And let me show you, this is the full chart. So I still have a whole building over here to do, but this came up on my WhipGo board, so that's why I worked on it. So let me show you a little bit closer. What I worked on is this right here, and in the last 2 weeks I put in 216 stitches. I had already done 8 hours of my WhipGo, so for all of my WhipGo goals it's 10 hours, and I'd already done 8 that I showed you in the last video, so this was just the last 2 hours I needed to finish up. So 216 stitches, and no, I'm sorry, 3 hours on this one. I was looking on the wrong line. 3 hours, 425 stitches. And on the Grand Library, I spent 6 hours on it and did 522 stitches. So this one will go away, probably until next year when it gets called for WhipGo. That is the nice thing about WhipGo, is it forces me to take out some of these whips that I haven't worked on for so long and get something done on them. All right, the next one I'm going to show you, and I don't know what that Ada was. I don't even know if it was 14 or 16 count. Like I said, that's my oldest one. I probably started it in the 80s maybe. I don't know, long time ago. The next one, and I'll put a picture in of what it will look like and what it looked like last time. This is Mini Bouquet Sampler by Jeanette Douglas. So here's the whole thing. And the only thing I worked on this in these last 2 weeks is just this border down here. Just getting ready to do the August. So I'm behind a couple. Getting ready to do the August one and the September. So as part of my plans, I'm hoping to get both of those done this month so I can get caught back up. I would really like to stay caught up with this one and have it finished by the end of the year. It's just beautiful. And you can get, these are, like I said, free charts, and you can get them on her website. This is Jeanette Douglas. And I am doing this on 32 count Dead Sea Scroll. I think that's by Stephanie's hand dyed. So it's a really pretty one, and like I said, I want to keep up with it. It's part of, so I'm in several cross stitch groups on Facebook, and that one is part of Semi Sane. They have a monthly calendar, or I can't remember how they worded it, but it's something you're supposed to keep up with every month, and that's what I'm doing for that challenge. I joined a new Facebook group just this last week called Floss in Space. I haven't done too much on it yet, so I'm still trying to figure it out. But it's something fun and it keeps me stitching. So, all right, so the next one I'm going to show you is a new start. So this is September Quaker, and this is From the Heart, Needle Art by Wendy, and this is a monthly series. Sorry, trying to get the glare off a little bit. So September, I wouldn't think of having purples, but purple is my favorite color, so I didn't mind. So on this one, I worked 5 hours and got 507 stitches in. And there won't be a before because this was a new start. So that's what I've got done. And I forgot to tell you on the mini bouquet sampler, I worked 2 hours and got 216 stitches in. So this was another prompt for Semi-Sane. If you're not familiar with that group, they have some things that go on all year, and then they have some prompts every month. So this was for this or that, and so you were supposed to stitch on something that had the word September in it. So that one does. All right, and then another new start, and I've got more I'm planning to start like today, so next time I'll have you even more. So I can't show you a picture of this because this is a mystery stitch along, and it's by Hand On Design. And I was lucky enough to get into, sorry, I'm trying to make sure I don't show you any part of the pattern. All of the floss drops, there's a needle minder that goes with them. The fabric is from Hand Dyed by Steph. So this is my small start that I made yesterday. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We have 2 parts. I don't remember if the third part came out today. I haven't checked my email today. This is my first time using floss drops, but I thought since I wanted the needle minder that came with it, so you could only get the needle minder if you bought the needle minder and the floss drops. So I thought, well, I'll try it and see. And I don't think I will do this for all of my project. I use floss away bags because I like being able to put just the little pieces back in there. But it's really not bad. You can pull out just one strand easily enough. And you can write on the back. And they said if you write with a Sharpie, then you can take rubbing alcohol and rub it off. Mine was a Sharpie pen, so they seem to be rubbing off, so I may have to use some little stickers or something. But, so we've gotten the first 2 parts of that. Like I said, maybe the third one came out today. I don't remember when it was supposed to come out. And then I got, because I signed up right away, I got, oh, I haven't taken this out, but there's a tombstone that you can finish this on. There is somewhere, Rick Rack. Yeah, so they had several different people doing things. There's Rick Rack, and then there's perforated paper. There's a couple of small charts to go with it that you can do on the perforated paper. And it looked like in one of the emails that she used some ink to color the perforated paper before she stitched on it. So I have tons of ink being a card maker, so that I can try that. But that was my second new start. That one I just started yesterday. All right, so that's everything I've worked on in the last 2 weeks. For a costume party, I just worked on it a couple of hours last night, about 2.5 hours, and I did 287 stitches. So now we'll get to plans. So for Whip Go this month, and I didn't write down which numbers there were, but these are the 2 that were called for me. Excuse me. So this is January Garnet Fairy by Mirabilia. And I'm doing her, I don't have it written down. It's a fabric flare. Let's see if it says here. Sometimes they say at the top, Lagoon. It looks like Lagoon. And I think it goes this way. So this is where I'm starting for the month. It's a real pretty blue. It's showing up a little grayer than it really is, I think. So I will be working on that for 10 hours this month for WIPGO. And then the other one that was called for WIPGO was another Mirabilia, and it's one I've been working on for a while. I don't know that I don't have with me when I started it, but this is Dressmaker's Daughter, and this is what it will look like when it's all done. So I've done summer pretty much, and now I'm working on autumn. I don't do the beads until the end. So let me show you the whole thing. Hold this back a little bit. It's not ironed, so it's pretty wrinkly. So here's the whole thing. And then this is autumn that I'll be working on. So again, I'll do 10 hours on that, and you ought to see some good progress on that next time I show it to you. All right, so those are my 2 WIPGO calls. Sorry, I'm trying not to shake the camera, but it seems like it is a little bit. Okay, other plans. I have to be a little bit quiet about this one because this is a gift from my husband and he's upstairs. But this is, I don't remember if there's, yeah, here we go. Something I got on Etsy. So it is, I have asked you thrice now for a towel. So if you're a fan of Schitt's Creek, you'll get it. He loves Schitt's Creek. So that's why I thought this would be fun to do for him. And it's just DMC, and I think I may have shown you the fabric I got is 32 count Barb's Blend by R&R. And it's just like a black, a white, and a yellow. That's all that's used in this. So my plan was to start that today, and then that would become my work on at lunch project at work. But this week I won't be going to work, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. So I don't know, I may still start it and plan on taking it to work next week. All right, and the next one is another new start I'm planning. I have all these plans for Christmas gifts, so I'm hoping I can get it all done. This is by Silver Creek Samplers, Counting on Love. And this is going to be for my nephew who is getting married at the end of October. And the fabric I got, and I may have shown you this too, is 32 count Colonial Parchment. And my DMC, it's DMC, but it's all in floss away bags, so that will be kind of hard to show you, but there's the fabric. And I need to look at it because in one place it says 32 count, and one place it says 40 count. So I need to check on that and see, because if it's 40 count, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if I can do it. If not, I may be taking it back to my LNS and saying, oh, okay, this is the wrong one. All right, and then another new start. This is going to be for my parents for Christmas, hopefully. And this is Bushland Quaker by Mojo Stitches. And I may have shown you some of these before, but since I'm planning on starting them in the next couple weeks or today, I wanted to go ahead and show them to you. And for this, I have 32 count light mocha. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so reading this is, but it's a real pretty, just a real neutral fabric. My parents, and I probably told you this before too, they lived in Australia a couple of times for 6 months each. And so that's why I wanted to do that. But I'm trying to be mindful of what I make for them as they are going to be moving into a retirement apartment next year. And so they're not going to have as much wall space as they do now. So I just have to be a little more careful of what I make for them. All right, and then my last plan. So this is, I think this is called, it was a mystery stitch along when I got it by Barbara Anna. And it might be Dreaming of Mrs. Claus. I'm not sure. But all that I lack, and I don't have a cover picture for it, are metallic stars at the top. And I finally got, my LNS finally got the Kreinik in that I needed. And so I'm hoping to get that done this month also, so I can count that off the whip list. So what I've been doing this weekend, I have been organizing, so just a little bit of cross stitch update, then a little bit of life update, and then we'll be done. It won't be a very long video again. So what I've been doing this weekend is organizing all my whips, so sorting them by season, or if they are what I call fancy ladies, so Mirabilia or Bella Filipina or Passion Ricamo, I'm not sure how you say her name, she's Italian. Anyway, sorting them all by subject, putting them in bins, putting them in my storage room in the basement. And so and then I was also making sure they were all updated on my spreadsheet on Excel. And so I think when I got all done, I have like 114 whips. So huge amount of whips. And now I'm getting ready to start more. And I don't care. I mean, I know for some people that would be like, oh my goodness, I can't have more than 2 or 5. But that doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me to have that many. But what it means is I probably won't do a full whip parade. I know a lot of people did mid-year whip parades. A lot more will do it at the beginning of the year. I may do a seasonal whip parade. So like now that we're getting into fall, I may show you fall whips. So be watching. I may come out with another video before too long, maybe next weekend, with just my fall whips. And so I think I'll kind of do it seasonally like that, because that won't be quite so overwhelming for me to do everything at once. So I've been organizing whips, my charts. I still have to organize my kits. If I get them organized, maybe I'll do a kit parade along with my whip parade. If I'm breaking it out by season, then it may not be that long and I might be able to do both. But we'll just have to wait and see on that. I really don't have any haul to show you. I picked up a couple of things at my LNS on Friday, but I've already like organized everything. But what I'm waiting for are what I ordered from the Needlework Expo. So I'm hoping that will come in the next week or two to my LNS. And then just a very brief life update. I usually don't do a lot of life update, but just to let you know why I was kind of delayed doing this one. So my husband has COVID and he started feeling sick Saturday. I have so far tested negative, had a sore throat, so I keep thinking I'm getting it, but so far I've tested negative. But it kind of threw off all our plans for the weekend. So that kind of threw me off. So that's why it's not till Monday I'm doing this. And I may put in a couple of pictures. I was able to go to New Orleans last weekend, and a few days before. So the card making that I do is with a company called Stampin' Up. So I sell the stamps and paper and all that to make cards. And they had a leadership conference in New Orleans. And so I got to go to that, and that was a blast. And we were part of, and this is what I may put a couple of pictures in, we were a part of what they call Second Line. So they had a marching band going down the street, and then we were all following. They had given us little parasols and boas and masks and some beads to throw. And so we got to follow the marching band around the streets of New Orleans, and they closed off the streets. People were watching, and we were throwing beads. It was such a fun time. So I may put in just a couple of pictures of that just for fun. But really, that's it for today. Hopefully I'll have lots of progress to show you next time. We'll see what else happens. But thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.